Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's do another style study and let's do persona style. Okay, so I had to refilm this a few times just because I was so confused, but I would like to share with you what I've noticed up until now. So I actually am just going to jump into the grid because of the things that confused me. Okay, so when I first look at this art style, the first thing I noticed was that they seem to have a very long nose. But every time I would make the grid, it wouldn't match. So I just think now it's just an optical illusion. So let me explain. So usually the bridge of the nose, which is prominent in each and every drawing, goes almost toward the middle of the eyes. And the nose usually starts from the eyebrows and it ends. So basically, when you look at this drawing, it kind of gives you the impression that the nose is this big. So the nose occupies a lot of the face, and that's also available in profile. So usually the bridge of the nose here is in the middle of the eye, and the eyebrow starts here, so around here. And there goes the nose. Now this also varies a bit up or a bit down, it's fine, but as a general idea, usually it's something like this. Okay, so let's leave this grid here. So oops, let's delete this part. So for this grid we have this part, so under the nose and the chin, this part which is the bridge of the nose, and the forehead. So this part is similar to this part in height and similar to this part. Maybe the forehead should be around here. Okay, and same with this. Let's make another grid. So let's do the chin, up of the head, the forehead, the nose bridge, which is almost in the middle of the eyes, and the line under the nose. So this is also similar, this size, similar to this size, and almost similar to this one. Okay, so let's do another grid now. Okay, so usually my grids, since it's anime, I start off from the chin, under the nose, the line under the eyes, because usually the eyes are wider or smaller, so this line actually helps me a lot, and the line over the eyebrows and the line over the forehead. So I usually make it into 4. So this one is similar to this one, similar to this one, and similar to this one. And if we look at it like this, we can see the nose line isn't actually larger. This is just an optical illusion I got from reading the nose like this, from the eyebrows to the end of the nose. So if I do the other grid around, you can see if I just have this grid with 3, I actually think the nose looks a lot larger than it actually is. But if I do this grid with 4, it's more equal. Okay, that was the word. So let's do this for the other one as well. So this line under the nose, under the eyes, almost under the eyebrows and the forehead, and this is a comparison with the other one. Again, it's not that big of a deal. I had this grid and it just didn't match with what I was seeing, so I thought it was funny to share it around with you. So let's do this as well to the other characters. So we have the middle line under the eyes, line over the eyes, probably here, So again, this one is similar to this one, similar to this one. Maybe this line should be just a bit lower. Okay, now it's under the eyes. It was a bit over them. It's okay. Similar to this one, similar to this one. Again, it doesn't need to be that big of a difference. It's just a few pixels. So you can see this one is just a tiny bit smaller and this one is a tiny bit larger than this one, but all in all they're pretty equal. And if I do in red, let's choose a red. So if I do this line, the middle line, under the nose line, the nose bridge line, and the eyebrows. Did I do the eyebrows? I didn't. Let's make the eyebrows as well. Maybe just a smaller line. Okay. And the forehead around here. If I do it like this, you can see this line seems a bit larger. And let's do the same here. Let's try in blue with the 4. So 1, 2 under the eye, maybe here, 3 and 4. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is equal to this one or almost equal, and this is just a tiny bit shorter. And if I do the other grid, so under the nose bridge, and the forehead, and just the eyebrows. Okay, this one is almost similar to this one, and this one seems a bit larger. So it doesn't really matter what type of grid you want to use, just I guess choose one or choose the lines that are more comfortable to you, so you can just learn. So in this case I was just confused why I always did the grid with under the eyes and under the nose and the forehead, and these were just very similar, even though the first thing when I saw it I just thought the nose seems a bit larger, but it actually isn't. So because of that I was confused. So I wanted to make this video like this, so maybe you can learn something again. You can use any grid you want, just how do I say it, just try to observe different things, and if you don't understand something, just try it again and maybe try other grids. And also this one similar to this one and similar to this one. Okay, so this is the the grid that confused me, and this is the grid. So this is a 1, 2, 3 grid, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hide this. And I just found it interesting how I really love this style, and I didn't quite know why it gave me this impression that they have long nose, and I think it's one of the few styles that has a visible nose bridge. So just out of curiosity, if I'm going to hide this, I don't think I have the same impression of the nose being too long, so it's just a funny thing I observed. But I think that's the beauty of this style. It's because you have this nose bridge, right? Right. Okay, let's delete these ones. Okay, and let's just do a normal grid now, just so I can show you how you can use it. So let's pick this color and let's go for the chin line, the middle of the headline, and let's go to this line. So this is where the head ends. Okay, let's choose a different color. So let's say blue. So let's do the under the nose line, under the eyes line, You can make straight lines by holding shift, so this is one line, but if I want to make it like this, you can just hold the shift key down, okay? Let's get back to this line, so over the eyebrows, and this line, so it's the forehead, okay? And let's choose maybe a different color, so let's make this line, so where the mouth ends and usually the eye starts, and same here. So the mouth is ending here and the eye starts here. Let's do the jawline maybe here and maybe here. So where the jaw starts, where the angle starts, the eyes almost end, okay? And we can see the ears are a bit up, but let's just leave the grid like this. So if I duplicate it, let's move it around and let's place it to this face. So for this face, it's a bit in perspective, so this part is going to be a bit, how do you call it, squished, okay? Let's try and apply it and see if it works. So the head is at an angle, so maybe around like this. Okay, so we can see the eye is in the same spot here. The mouth, which is here, and the chin is here, so almost the same. Okay, and I think this needs to be a bit more squished, so let's try it again. To mesh no, not mesh transform. Perspective, I think it was. Wait, let me try it again. Okay, it's okay if you can't make it the first time, just try again. Okay, so I still want to keep the lines straight, I just want to make them a bit more squished. Something like this, because I wanted to notice this eye is also in this zone, so that's the only thing I wanted to do, and that's why I squished it. Okay, let's duplicate this grid again and let's try it on this face as well. So let's squish this part a bit. Okay, and let's see if we need to squish it some more. Okay, so the head is kinda like this. Maybe like this. Okay, and let's squish this part just a bit more. Maybe it was a bit too much. Let's try it again. Okay, something like this. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to see if they're in the same spot. So the eye is here and this eye is here. Okay. So I can notice other differences, like the mouth line is not the same with this one, the underline, but that's because this grid is almost also a bit squished upwards and she has the mouth open. But all in all, as long as you make the eyes on the same line, you'll be fine. So you can just use the eye grid to make the rest of the drawing. Okay, so let's try another grid. So let's go in the chin line, the middle line. Let's choose a different color. So under the nose line, under the eyes line, over the eyebrows, and let's pick a different color for the chin line, where the mouth ends and the eye starts almost. So where the mouth ends and where the eye starts, and the chin line, so where the chin switches directions and the eye ends. Okay, and let's apply this grid to maybe this one, so it's a bit in perspective. So let's make this part a bit squished, maybe like this. Okay, let's try and apply it. Okay, so we can see the eye is in this square and it is in this square, so it starts and ends in this square. Okay, and here is almost the same. I should have squished this line a bit more, but it's where it should be. Okay, and I think the nose, the line nose should have been a bit up, but it's okay. Let's say I think this character is looking a bit down and this one is looking straight front, so this line moved a bit. Let's try it again on this one. Let's squish this part a bit. Okay, and I think this part of it. Okay, let's try and add it again. So this line, so where the nose starts here, I said it's starting from the eyebrows. Okay, this square for the eye, this square for the eye, and the rest. Now the nose is up high because the character is looking like this and down. Okay, so again, this grid doesn't need to be perfect on each and every head movement that you do, but you kind of need to have an idea of where everything goes, so you can have a general perception of where to place things. Because at first glance, let's say if I just move the eyes a bit lower, it's not much of a difference, 2-3 pixels, but if I move them a lot lower without realizing, now the character might not look like the character. So a few pixels, it's okay. The same with, let's say, let's also say the eyes. So if I just move them around 2 pixels, it's not that big of a deal, still looks like the character. But if I were to move them around a bit more, it might not look like the same character. And same here, let's move the nose here. So if I add it down a bit, it's still fine. If I were to make it more, it might look somehow not related to the same character. So a few pixels, it's fine. It's just if it's a bit too much and the grid doesn't quite look like the grid, it might not resemble the same character. Okay, so I think I'm going to jump into sketches now, and I'm going to fast forward it. Oh no, before that, let's do a bit bit of an eye study, so which one should we go for? Let's go for this one, seems to be a bit more clear. So the eyes, I would say, kinda have this shape, and I think it's available for almost all of them. So let's make this a bit transparent and let's see. So we have this line for the eye, almost like this line and this line, and here we have some eyelashes and the eye, which is very round with just the pupil and a bit of a highlight here. Okay. And the thing is, you can play around with this corner and move it maybe a bit up or a bit down to get a different look. So let's test it out on another character. Let's duplicate this part. So here, I would say this one is a bit lower and this corner is a bit higher. So let's place it around here. And here. Okay, and this line with a bit of how do you call it? Eyelashes underneath. Okay, and we have the upper lid a bit and the eyebrow and the iris, which is very round, and the pupil and a bit of a white here. Basically that's the eye shape, and I think we can apply it to each and every one. Let's do another one. So I'm going to duplicate it. Let's try here as well if we are already here and making a study. So again, this corner is a bit lower and this corner is a bit higher. So like this, and we also have the eye tear here, around here. And the iris, okay, and the pupil. We have some shadow here and a bit of light here. Okay, and we have this corner a bit rounded. Okay, and this corner with the eyelashes. Okay, we have the line for the upper eyelid and a line for the eyebrow. Okay, and let's duplicate it here as well. So this one seems to be just a bit squished here. Well, let's see if I got it right. So we have the eye tear almost here in the middle, and we have this corner a bit up, but not this high up as this character, so it's maybe around here. Okay, and this part is just a bit more rounded than the rest, and we also have this line. Okay, and also this line is a bit more rounded. Okay, and some eyelashes here. Up of the eyelid line and the eyebrow, very thin eyebrows. I think they have very thin eyebrows on all the characters. Okay, and the eye, which is just a round circle, the pupil, okay, the bit of a highlight, and here we have a bit of the shadow. So basically you can use this shape to make the eyes. Okay, I'm going to delete this part, and now I'm going to jump into the studies. Okay, so that's all about this study. So they don't need to be perfect, but you just kind of need to practice to get a grasp of the style. So let's do another study. So I got these screenshots and I am actually going to do a color study on these ones because I noticed they have yellow tint on them, so I would like to practice that as well. So let's try that as well. And before we start doing this, let's try and make a grid again. Now I'm usually keeping the grid simple, but you can actually, if you want to, you can actually complicate them a bit more. So let's try some examples here. Let's do higher opacity. So you know how I always kind of start the grid like this, just because it's a bit easy to work with it. And also we have the ball, which is the cranium, and here we have a different plane. So this is one plane, this is the other one, the other plane, and this is the top. So we have basically 3 planes. We have one here and one under and one in the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planes. It's easier if you just think about the head like a cube. So it's a cube and a bit of a triangle down here. And we can complicate this a bit more. So let's try an example. So how I usually do the grid is like this, and under the nose line, let's see the eyebrows line, the nose bridge line, just because it's a bit prominent, so let's use it. And this is the mouth line, usually here. So this is one face around here. So this is one face, and again you can complicate the grid a bit more. So this is where usually the mouth ends. Now it's in an O shape, so it's a bit narrower. Okay, now here we have the ear, and here we have the other plane. And this is a circle, and here we have the top of the head, which is also a circle. Okay, so you can see these lines are just way too straight. And if I just make another grid, because the head is round, actually these straight lines are going a bit like this. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, the forehead, this is 4, the mouth line, and this one. Okay, this seems to be the same. So the ear and the head. And if I want to complicate this a bit more, let's choose a different color. So on this line that was actually in the middle, it's not quite like that. It actually goes something like this. So the nose bridge, the top tip of the nose, underneath the mouth, the lip, under the mouth, and the chin. Okay, and we can also follow this one like this. Usually goes at the end of the eye. Now we have the the cheek. I think the cheek. Okay. Okay, and it actually goes down. So same here. It narrows down here at the eyes. Now we have the cheek. Now it's going down and a bit rounder. So down and a bit rounder. So this is one plane. Okay. And you can also extrude the nose like this if you just want to make the line straight. And on this line, usually these are the eyebrows, the eyes, and the mouth. Okay, and this top of the head goes the same. So again, it's a bit simpler if you just start out with a simple grid, but you can complicate it and get different shape now. Sometimes I do this by instinct, I guess, but I wanted to explain how you can go around learning this as well. So usually when I'm doing my sketches, I just start like that. Oh, let's change color. I just start with the ball, and I just kind of start with the middle of the head, and well, I can already see the grid that I did before, but it's a simple way to block out the shapes. So let's say this is the head. Okay, this is the nose bridge line, and here I'm going to extrude the nose. This is the mouth. Okay. And the eyes go around here. Okay. And you can delete the helping lines if you want to. Or you can just redo the line art on a different layer. Okay. And I'm not going to do all the details, I just kind of want to do the coloring to see if I can reach similar colors. Okay, sketches don't need to be perfect, you just need to understand the shape. And I think this part needs to be a bit lower, maybe like this. Again, don't need to stress out to make it pretty or perfect, or you just need to learn the shapes. Okay, so let's call this sketch, and let's make a new layer here, and just again, if you're going to color pick the colors, it's going to be a bit harder to learn because we need to train our eyes to look down here so we can actually pinpoint whatever colors we think there are there. And you're actually training your eye to see many colors. Okay, so let's try it out. Let's call this colors. So I want to look at the reference and just try to figure out what color is there. So let's try this one. Maybe this one. Maybe a bit lighter now. And the hair might be this one. And maybe this one. Well, truthfully, it's not a color palette I usually use, so it's a learning process as well. But that's fine. And for the eyes, maybe this, maybe a bit lighter. Okay, and the shadows, let's try the skin shadows, a bit more reddish. Again, if you want, you can use different color palettes, but as long as you learn how to use one of these, it should be enough, so you can transition to any other model from that list. Okay, let's try the hair. The hair highlight, and again you just kind of need to be pinpoint, I guess, the shadow colors. You don't need to spend too much time working on the line. I think it's a bit more gray, maybe like this. Also, if you want to spend more time, you can do a more in detail practice. Just choose a theme or a topic or anything and just try and do that. You don't need to do everything from the start. It might be a bit overwhelming. So let's see how we did now. So this is the hair color and this is the hair color, so you can see it's kind of similar, but it's not. This one is lighter and mine is a bit darker, so let's try again. Let's see, I'm going to color pick this one that I choose and just try and make it a bit lighter to see if we're getting closer. Okay, and now with this color picked, now it's almost the same. I feel like mine it's lacking a bit of the yellow tint, but I think it's okay for now, so I'll leave it like that. Let's check the shadow. And well, you see this one is very different, so let's see if I can maybe imitate it. Let's go to this one again and let's refresh our palette and let's try and pick it up again. So let's check this color, maybe here. This is similar with what I had before and it was darker, so let's try this one. Okay, let's check this one out. Well, it's close. I think I'll leave it like that. Again, this you'll get better with practice, so no need to waste too much time if you don't, especially if you want to jump into another drawing. So let's check the skin color. I know the skin color is very different. Mine has a more reddish tone and this one has a more yellow tone. So okay, let's try again. So mine had a more reddish tone and the reference had a more yellowish tone, so maybe let's try more of a yellow tone. I wonder if this is too much. Let's check it out and see. Oh, well, I think it's close. I can still see a bit of a difference, but I think it's close, so we can leave it like that. Let's check the eyes. The eyes are similar. I think mine is just a bit darker and that one is a bit lighter. but it's okay. And let's check this shadow as well, as I'm curious. And I didn't reach the right tone, so mine is a bit lighter and this is a bit darker, so let's try and change that. So I think it was around here, so let's do it a bit of a reddish color. Let's try it like this. Let's check it out again, and it's a bit similar, but it can still be improved. But for now, let's leave it like this. So again, color can vary and depends very much on also what's in the background. So they might not look the same in terms of color wise, but they're pretty similar. So this hair color is similar to this one is similar to this one, the skin color is similar to this one. So even if I were to place this character on a darker background, it's still going to look different because we have a different background here with different tones, and we also have a different background here, and colors might look different depending on the background you're doing. But again, this is a good exercise to practice, I guess, seeing more colors. So I think I'm going to leave this as it is. Let's hide it for now so I won't get too distracted. And let's do the same exercise we did here with the head. So let's do the first grid. So this is the cube, the head cube. Okay, these are the lines. You can see she's smiling, so the mouth lines go beyond the eyes, where we usually start the eyes. So let's do these lines. This is the nose, and the eyes are closed, but maybe when they're open they're around here. So let's do the line under the eyes here, maybe this line. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this one is similar to this one, and this one is the same length as this one. Okay, and let's do another grid, and let's complicate it a bit. So we follow the middle of the line and we extrude the nose downwards, because this is how the character looks. We do a line here for the mouth, the line here under the chin, under the mouth. Okay, and here should be the bridge of the nose, which is kind of like a triangle. We're going to do this type, and this is the forehead. Okay, and again, this is the forehead. This is going a bit inwards because of the eyes, and this is going a bit outwards because of the cheek. Okay, and here we change the cube plane. Okay, and here should be the circle of the cranium. This is the ear, and this should be the head, something like this. So this is another plane, this is another plane, this is another plane. Okay, let's hide this and do the color study. So let's do again the head, the middle of the headlines, and this plane. That is the head. The nose is oriented downwards. The mouth is here. example, she's a bit fuller in the cheeks. So maybe like this. Okay, and the ear. And the hair goes way above the head, so like this. And you can also follow the hairline following the head. So make it round like this. And she has smiley eyes because when you smile upwards, usually the eyes go inward a bit, so they're also going like this. Yeah. And that's because the muscles are going to pull up when you smile, and also when you're sad and the mouth is going down, the eyes usually are droopy as well. Okay, and the earrings. Again, no need to go into too many details, just try and understand the style. Okay, I'll leave it like this. Let's get into the colors. Oh, maybe here. Now with the neck position, it depends on how you want the drawing to look and also how the character has its head. If you make it like this, it will look like she has her head a bit in the back. So normally you want to make it like this, so in the middle of the chin. And also if she's like this, she seems to have a larger neck, but also if it's way too thin, it will be noticeable. So I feel like if you make the line somewhere around here and the other line somewhere around here, so from where the ear starts, you should be fine. As the size of the neck, and also if she has her head forward or leaning backwards. Okay, let's go to the color. So let's see, I've learned from the previous one that the skin has a very yellow tint. I mean, the whole drawing has one, even the hair has a yellow tint, and that's fine. That's good to notice. Okay, so let's I feel like this might be a bit too yellow, so let's tone it down a bit. And this might not be enough, so let's sometimes it's a bit hard to see and reach colors from the start, so let's go with this yellow tint. And for the shadows, I'm going to go with more of a red tint, so, and darker. So I think this is going to help so that the character will not look very yellow and more like the sun is shining on them. And if you can see here, I actually see a bit of a reddish airbrush. Okay, so maybe something like this, something's a bit more discreet. Okay, let's leave it like that and let's move on, because again, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just want to pinpoint the colors and hopefully match them. So I think maybe it's this type of brown. Okay, and let's go to this one. Now this one feels a bit too warm, so what if I go more purplish? You see, no, this one seems a bit too cold, so maybe it's not the right choice. So let's try again. Maybe a bit more saturated. Maybe here. It's okay to go back and forth. It's going to be hard to reach the color in your first try, so that's okay. You know, we're here to learn, so it's fine. Let's say like this, and let's try the highlight as well. And I feel like the highlight might be no. Well, I'm not sure about the highlight because it feels very red to me. Maybe, I think maybe it's this one. I think I like it. Let's just erase the rest so I won't get confused. Okay, and let's do the eye color as well, since it's a very nice blue. Definitely not that one. Maybe a bit more saturated, maybe this one. Okay, and lipstick, which looks like this type of red, but I think this one is too strong, so let's go with maybe something like this. Maybe a bit lighter actually. Okay, let's check it out, see how we did. So this is the skin color, this is the skin color, so mine is way too yellow in this case, so I didn't quite made it right, so it's a bit more orangey. Okay, so let's try and do that and repair. So maybe this one. Okay, let's try it again. And I think it's close. If you're unsure, I'm not going to edit this now. I kind of learned what I had to learn, but you can just look down here and see mine is a bit more orange, and this one is just slightly different. Just look here how this one is going around. Okay, let's check the shadow. Here is the shadow and the other shadow. Wait. Okay, mine is lighter actually. Okay, so let's try and repair that because the difference was just way too big. Okay, let's check it again. And yeah, I think mine it's a bit too reddish and it needs to be maybe a bit more orangey and just a bit lighter. Let's try this one. No, I didn't. I didn't match it. Okay, let's. I mean, I think it was on the same spectrum. It was just a bit darker. So let's try it again. And this exercise can be tiring for the mind. So if you feel tired, just take a break. I'm trying to finish all of them now. So afterwards, I'm going to take a break. So let's see this reddish color that I said I saw in a bit of a gradient, and it's actually, oh, it's pretty similar. That's good. You can see it down here as well. So it was just a bit different. Okay, let's check let's check the lipstick so we can finish it. Okay, so the lipstick was pretty off. Mine is a bit more pinkish, and this one is a bit more cherry. I would go with cherry. Okay, let's try and repair that one. Maybe like this. And now it's similar, so that's good. Okay, let's check the eye makeup. And mine is way too blue, and this one is just a lot more saturated, so I need to repair that one as well. Let's desaturate it, maybe here. Maybe like this. Oh, and it's okay. It's still a bit of a difference, but it's okay. I can leave it like this. Let's check the hair. And the hair is... She has more darker hair and a bit more saturated, I think. So let's try that. So a bit more dark and a bit more saturated. I wonder if it's the right color. It doesn't feel like it. Let's check it out. Let's see how that goes. So, oh, it is. It is pretty similar. Okay. Okay, I'll leave it like that. Okay. And what about the shadow? Mine is just a bit lighter. So let's try and repair that. So mine was a bit lighter and the other one was a bit darker. So maybe let's try this one. You can barely see it. And well, and the truth is, different monitors have different color and ranges. So if you can't see it, it's probably just the monitor. And what I've noticed is, if I calibrate my monitor the same with what I have on the phone, the colors on the phone, they seem to be pretty accurate. However, I did had a gaming monitor and it was a yellow tint, so those colors usually would be different. However, this one, my monitor here is similar with what I have on the phone and what I have by default on my Cintiq, so I'm thinking maybe they're as close to true colors as they can. So let's check this one out. And this one, I think it's similar. We can leave it like that. Now let's check the highlight and we're done. So my highlight is a bit more reddish and this one seems to be a bit more orange tinted. So let's try and do that. So maybe here. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, mine is pretty saturated, so I think I need to desaturate it just a bit. Well, maybe it was a bit too much. Let's try it again. Well, I think it's similar. I can leave it like this and just move on because we have one more character. Okay, so let's hide these ones and this one as well. Even if I don't have the line art, you can already see the head shape, so that's pretty good. We kind of want that easy readability. Okay, let's go to the last character now. Okay, so let's try the grid again. So the middle of the line, this line of the chin, this line for the under the nose, this line for under the eyes. Again, they don't need to be perfect, you just kind of need to grasp the shape. So this line is a bit like this. It should be a bit like this. They kind of need to be parallel. Kinda. There are exceptions, but they kind of need to be parallel. So this is the first plane of the cube. Maybe a bit more up. This is the second plane. And this is the third plane. Okay, and we can't really see the rest. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's change the color a bit. It's okay. Let's go for blue. So we have this line. I said they're a bit curved because we have a circle and now not all elements go straight like this, but since we've already made this type of grid, it's a bit easier to just follow it. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4 and 5. Okay. And let's see, this is the ear, so this is the plane that switches directions, and this is the forehead, the eye, the cheek, or the zygomatic bone, I think it's called the zygomatic. Okay, and at this point we are going down towards the middle of this line. We're going down, and same here. We have this line, we have this line, or the bridge of the nose. Here is where the nose is going to switch directions. So it's around here, the bone, and we're going down. Okay, and here, let's go. This is the middle of the forehead, the nose that is going down, and it's protruding. Okay, so something like this. Okay, and well, here we have the chin. Okay, and the mouth. Okay, and here we have this plane. Okay, the jawline. Okay, and the head. Okay, so even if you have a bit of a complicated angle, you can still break it down to simpler shapes. So this grid actually helps you to build a more complex shape. So let's do the sketch now. Let's switch the color. So we have the head here, we have the middle of the line, we have this plane here, and this plane that's going the other direction. So this is the ear, the jawline. Again, I am doing this more on instinct, so I wanted to break down this so you can easily see maybe the thought process. Okay, so 1 line, 2 lines, this is where the nose would be, this is where the eyebrows are, here is the actually where the hairline starts, but it's going a bit downwards, so it should be something like this. And here we're going a bit of a spiky look. Okay, again the head ends here, so we don't really have too much hair here because we're going like this for the neck. Okay, and since we have broad shoulders and we're looking a bit down on this character, the camera view is a bit down. Okay, the shoulders actually start around here. sorry about that. It clicked here to another zone. Okay, let's finish up the eyes, which are the same shape. I don't know what it's called. Okay, so something like this, and the mouth is pretty low. Now I think I started this a bit wrong, and I think I need to make the jawline a bit lower. Oh. And the ear here on kind of the same lines between the nose and the eyebrows. Oh, that's the thing, I placed the eyebrows very up, so I didn't realize, but it was confusing me for the rest of the drawing. So again, it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, just continue. Okay. Okay, I'm going to erase just parts of the helping lines because I want to work on the colors now. So again, I kinda got the idea of how this character looks, and with a bit more practice I can improve it, but for now I just wanna go into colors. I think the eyes should be a bit smaller. And it's looking up at us, so we can actually see a lot more of the eye whites. Okay, let's repair this nose. It was kind of bad. Okay. Okay, let's leave it like this. Let's check the color. So again, it's a yellow tint with a bit of a reddish tint and a very yellow tint. So let's see if we can do this. It feels a bit complicated. Okay, this is the yellow for the skin, but I don't think it's the same yellow for the hair. So let's try it again, and maybe just a bit more reddish. Okay, and let's try the shadow as well. Maybe like this. Now, from the previous practices that I did, I know the shadows are a lot more darker than I initially thought, so I'm not sure. We will have to test it. And also we have a reddish tint, but I will like to add it just around here. So let's here and a bit here. Okay, because I want to have this shadow not affected by the red tint, so I can see if I got it right. Okay, let's go with the eyes now. Okay, and the eyes whites should be maybe like this, so still a bit of a yellow tint, but not too much. Oh, and I think this shadow is a bit lighter than here, so let's try and add it as well. Maybe like this. We shall see. So for now, don't stress too much over it. And let's try the hair. So this almost feels like mustard, so I don't think it's this one. And this one doesn't seem like it as well, so maybe this one. It's actually not the yellow that I usually use, so I might have problems picking it up. And for the shadows, let's go with this one. I can already tell you this might be way too orangey or orange tinted, but I don't know, so let's leave it like this and let's check it out. So I'll start with the skin, and mine is a bit more yellow, I think, a bit too reddish. No, they're too similar on the screen, so I'm going to have to look here so I can see the difference. Okay, so mine is actually a bit too orange and this one is a bit too yellow, but I think it's similar, so very close. I think I'll leave it like this. Let's check the red color. And yes, mine is way too red, so I'm not sure if I can solve that, but let's try it. Okay, it's way too dark now, but it's okay. Let's try it again. And if you're unsure, you can do this on different layers if you want to. No, I feel like it's enough, so I can learn something if I just do it on one layer. So I think they're pretty similar now. This is still more orangey and mine is a bit more reddish tint, but it's okay for now. Let's check this one. This one is similar, so I guess it's okay. What about this one? This one is too light. Okay, and let's check this one as well because they're close. And yeah, well, basically my shadows here are a bit too light, so I think I need to solve that. So let's see. Okay, I'll try this one. And for the darker shadow, I'll try this one. Let's see. Okay, now it's similar, even if it's hard to tell, especially if you look to one another. And this one, it's almost similar. I think mine is a bit too yellow tinted, but it's okay. Let's check the hair and move on to the next part. So so I guess mine is a bit more on the orange spectrum, and this one is closer to the green spectrum. So okay, let's check the shadows as well. The shadows seem well, definitely not similar. So mine is a bit more orangey and this one is a bit more yellowish. So okay, I'm going the difference is too big, so I have to repair that. Let's try it again. Maybe this kind of feels similar to this one, but it's just a bit more on the yellow spectrum. And for the hair, I think it was maybe, oh, this looks a bit too green. Maybe like this. Oh, I don't know. I see this as a yellow green, and I feel like this is more of a golden green, so I don't think this is it, but let's check it out. And surprisingly, it's kind of similar. Okay, this is just a bit lighter. So, okay, I guess I have to train my eyes for the yellow tone. It's good to know. It's actually really interesting to know. How about this color? And this color, it's similar, so that's good. Okay, I do have a feeling that I need to work on my yellows, because I see this one as almost close to this green. So I don't think my eyes are used to seeing yellow like this, but it's a gorgeous yellow. I really love it. Okay, so that concludes this part, and I think I kinda understand now the style and the proportions and also the color, so I'm going to jump into the fan art and speed up the process. And that's about all. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.